Trey Jemison and Seth Pinckney, and actually Pinckney will win the tap. Jemison doesn't lose a whole lot, but here come the Panthers. And Tevin Brewer, we mentioned he's the key to their offense. Brewer not afraid to drive. Look at him penetrate and then bank one home for a 2-0 lead.
If you're the Panthers, that's what you want to see. Your guy getting off to an easy start with an easy layup.
Blazers starters include Lovin, Buffin, Walker, Jackson, and Jemison. Good defense by the Panthers. Shot clock down to 9. Baseline jump shot is good. That's Taven Lovin, who has come on strong recently.
The Blazers, Coach Kenny, done a really good job of mixing up the starting lineups, starting different players, looking for a matchup that the Blazers can exploit.
Well, I've noticed this around the country that coaches were playing with their lineups in non-conference play, seeing who was ready. Meanwhile, Brewer drains the 3-ball, and he's got 5 points.
Right. And in conference, you don't know who you'll need, so you have to play as many players as you can in a non-conference season to get a good look.
Walker's shot was blocked by the Panthers. That's an alley-oop. That was intended as a pass.
Great job of Jemison reading the play, getting his hands in there, breaking up what would have been for sure 2 points.
Walker, Buffin. We've often called him a nightmare matchup. What a nice move and finish by KJ Buffin.
Great move with Buffin. He does such a good job of getting to his spots and exploiting guys where he has the size advantage or the quickness advantage.
That was not a foul. Levitt gets off a 3 that hits the back of the iron. Looked like Lovin fouled his man. Wasn't called.
Good job by the Panthers getting back in transition, forcing the Blazers to play in half court.
Lovin to the middle of the court. That's out of bounds off of UAB. Turnover, and FIU Panthers with a 1-point lead and possession.
We're almost 3 minutes in, and we've seen Tevin Brewer attack the basket, shoot threes, look for his teammates, doing what he does best to try to get the Panthers off to a good start.
You mentioned during the opening he's from Fort Smith, Arkansas. We're talking about Brewer, 2 years out of junior college before landing at FIU. Now he is experienced mode. This is his 3rd year, again, because of COVID. He's had that extra year. He's playing amongst giants, but does not at all seem intimidated.
You see the Blazers have put their best defender on Brewer to try to slow him down.
He's got a chance to get off a shot, instead passes one up. That's a 3 if it goes. And then Walker with the rebound. Jordan Walker. Buffin. Nice pass by Buffin, and a good finish by Lovin.
Buffin draws the attention, does a little bit of everything, such a versatile player. Great pass.
It's a 3-ball for the Panthers. Nothing but net Isaiah Banks. And there's an injured Panther. That's Lovett.
Didn't quite see what happened. Seems to be okay.
Isaiah Banks with his 8th 3 of the year.
So we're almost 4 minutes in, and we've seen 4 threes, 2 wide open threes, 2 contested threes. They're going to take them, and the Blazers, they got to be out there and be ready to contest every single time.
It's like an ankle maybe that might have turned for a moment the wrong way. Some backcourt pressure by the Panthers. That's a carry over and back, whatever you want to call it, traveling. And so another turnover. Here comes Michael Ertl in.
Andy Kennedy's not going to watch empty possessions, consecutive empty possessions. So there's a substitution right away.
I agree. It's Denver Jones, number 2. on the wing. Into the paint.
Blazers doing a great job of helping and recovering, forcing the Panthers to put the ball on the floor.
That's going to be out of bounds off of the Panthers. And so UAB's defense forces a turnover.
In half court, UAB, they'll have to be solid. They won't be able to gamble for steals because if you leave a wide open shooter, they're going to knock it in.
Jeremy Ballard, we got to look at him. He's the head coach of FIU in his 4th year.
Beating each team by double digits. Pretty impressive, guys.
Yeah, that is an impressive stat. It's not only a win. It's not like they've eked them out. And Mo, you and I have called a few of them. They've squashed their opponents in the non-conference. Great block. And UAB trying to convert the defense into offense. A miss.
And that's a play you have to make there. You have a great defensive play. You get an easy layup. Got to make it.
That was a backup point guard, Javante Hawkins, getting off a shot in traffic. Buffin, UAB with numbers, but they'll back it out, slow it down. Get that out of here. What a block that was. And so Hawkins takes one off the rim.
Transition 3, Blazers got lucky there.
What do you see out of UAB defensively, Mo? Is this a man-to-man? Looks like it is right now.
They're in man-to-man, and they'll have to stay attached to shooters and make sure that they're doing a great job of communicating so that way they can find shooters, unlike on that possession right there.
Denver Jones with his 25th three. Panthers by 5, a +5 for FIU out of Miami.
The three-point shot is such a weapon because it helps erase leads quickly, especially when you're on the road. If you can make a few, it gets your confidence going.
11 from inside. 6 points for Taven Lovin. He's got 6 of UAB's first 8. So obviously he needs some support. Both teams have gone to their benches. Hawkins tied up briefly. 3-pointer from the wing. Ertl with the rebound.
Blazers showing a different look, showing a little zone look just to throw the Panthers off their rhythm, and it worked.
3-pointer UAB, swish. Jordan Walker, the home run ball. His 45th, he leads the Blazers. Now it's funny, you trail, you get that 3-pointer like you were just saying. It also helps you get a lead, but it also, when you're behind, it's an equalizer. Here's a 3 for the Panthers, it's good.
That was such an interesting play. Panthers drove, had a wide open 2-pointer right at the elbow, elected not to take it, kicked it back out to the corner for a challenge 3 that went in.
6 points for Denver Jones off the bench on a pair of threes. Blazers with the numbers, contested at the rim, no foul. And now we get the foul call.
Panthers, great job getting back defensively. They're showing a little full court pressure now, sprinting back, getting the ball to the middle of KJ Buffin. That's a great pass from Jordan Walker, but right here, Taven Lovin, look at that block. So athletic for the Panthers right there. Now here's Jordan Walker on the pick and roll 3-pointer. They're not going to guard him. He's going to knock that in. That's a good start for him, too, from behind the arc.
There's a technical apparently that has been called against UAB, sending Denver Jones to the free throw line. He has 7. Mo, I didn't see it. I didn't see where it came from. Someone must have been yapping a little bit at one of the officials.
And here's the thing. Officials are going to miss calls or not call calls that you think they should call. You can't lose your cool. Conference wins are too important for you to give away points, especially at home. You want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to ensure your team has the best chance of winning. See mass substitutions now. Maybe give the fresher legs to get out to the Panther shooters.
Jamal Johnson checks in for the Blazers. Tony has checked in. This is Josh LeBlanc with free throws coming. LeBlanc, 15 out of 18 from the line. It's got a little line drive, but it goes through the cylinder. That's all that counts.
Blazers in the zone with a little length out in front, with LeBlanc out in front of the zone.
The last game we did, Mo, remember LeBlanc actually hurt his knee. We're wondering how bad it was, but apparently nowhere near as bad as he is on the floor now.
Great job by Ertl keeping Tevin Brewer in front of him.
Contact, then Brewer for three from the corner. Now I see a block out by Walker, and it will go against the Panthers, so Jordan Walker, a great job of boxing out.
And it sounds crazy to say, but that's a skill that you rarely see anymore. Most coaches and most teams, they just sort of touch and go. They touch and crash the glass. Great to see a real box out.
Yeah, let me give that, by the way, to Jamal. Let's see. I think it was Jamal Johnson on the block out, now to Jordan Walker.
The Blazers trying to find their footing early. Unforced turnovers, empty possessions. You can't afford it, especially at home.
Tevin Brewer. Johnson got his hands on it, but recovered by Denver Jones. Long one coming up and then over the back. And UAB ball. Denver Jones, by the way, Mo, grew up outside of Huntsville, although he went to high school in Memphis, but kind of a return home for him.
I'm sure he has some family members and some friends that are here tonight.
Agreed. Panthers by 3. UAB in their motion offense.
Illegal.
That'll be against UAB. What'd you see, Mo?
Illegal screen. Just a little bit of a movement by Trey Jemison.
Mo. And they will only play once per year, not twice.
And in conference play, that was one of the cool things about having a home and an away. You have to wait a whole year to get to get back at a team if they pop you in your spot.
Right. Brewer very confident with the basketball. Wow, it's not going to count, I don't think. Should be foul on the floor.
Looks like they're going to count it. That's a great move by.
How do you shoot over Trey Jemison?
That's a great move by Brewer, beating Ertl off dribble. Mike Ertl's a pretty good on-ball defender, but Tevin Brewer, he's a scorer, and scorers are going to continue to attack even when they appear to be stopped.
How about that? It did count. I thought the foul was on the floor. Brewer with 8. Shoots it over Trey Jemison. That's Jemison with the ball. Draws a lot of company there, and his hook shot is rebounded by the Panthers' Dante Wilcox. So good start for FIU. And we'll say it again, UAB has not lost a game this year in this building. Now they've got about 30-some-odd minutes, but it's a positive start for the visiting Panthers, who, ironically enough, FIU has lost their first 2 conference games. They're pretty shell-shocked, Mo. They had an 8-game winning streak
and
prior to that.
The Panthers are doing such a good job of playing with pace. They're getting early transition ball screens, which help Tevin Brewer get downhill, helps him give a chance to find open shooters.
That's Brewer right there. He's fearless. Look at that long 3. The shot clock was emptying out.
Good job by the Blazers, staying locked in. Typically, shot clock's winding down. You want to make sure that you don't do anything silly. Don't lose a guy, turn your head, or get caught fouling someone with that clock winding down.
Pressure in the backcourt by Jones. Walker skying through the air for the rebound there.
I think if you're the Blazers, that ball has to go inside to Trey Jemison.
We talked about that many times. Meanwhile, swish the other way, a 3-ball.
We mentioned if you don't stay connected in the half court, if you gamble for steals and you don't do it, UAB does a great job of getting steals, creating turnovers, but if you don't get it, you run the risk of giving up a wide open 3.
Well, Mo, I'm not sure how many highlighted players have gone off this quickly in our broadcast, but Tevin Brewer, we highlighted him in the opening. He's got 11 points in the first 9+ minutes.
And for a score, once you see it go in once, that gets your confidence going. And he's going to continue to attack. I look for him to come down and try to, the next 10 minutes, look to attack every trip.
FIU trying to extend their lead. He pushes off a little bit, Brewer, and then winds up with a layup.
Right there, and we're still with a little under 10 minutes to play in the first half.
I think right now, if we try to simplify this, Mo, is the pacing of this game has been set right now by Tevin Brewer. He has controlled the pacing for both teams.
Such a good job of playing with tempo and looking for his early offense.
Walker almost got it stripped. Nice pass inside Buffin. Buffin floated it, and then Jemison will finish.
Jemison cleaning it up, right place, right time. KJ Buffin, that's a ball he has to shoot immediately. You take that dribble, you give the defenders time to react, and makes an easy shot much harder. Fortunately for the Blazers, Trey Jemison was the man on the spot.
UAB's defense picking up a little bit as they got hands on that pass. Spin by Lovin and a kick out. 3. Second chance. UAB's looking for a third chance. Man down, but Walker in control of the basketball. Now Buffin. This is the third shot and the fourth, opportunity at the bucket will finally go.
Extremely smart by the Blazers. Got a ton of extra possession with the offensive rebounds instead of settling for a 3. Looking to attack the basket. Here's Jemison on the putback. Right spot, right there. Easy putback for Trey Jemison. Here's KJ Buffin on the drive. Attacking the basket, looking to use his size and strength.
Buffin, a 3-point play. Took 3 offensive rebounds to get that bucket. Far side official calls a kick.
I look to see if Quan Jackson draws the Tevin Brewer assignment if the Blazers go man-to-man here. Give him a different look, different body size, different body type.
Jones, again, not afraid to handle the ball as a good complementary piece to Brewer, letting Brewer try to create a shot instead of a pass.
Good job by Tevin, by Lovin, walling off the offensive player, forcing him into a tough shot.
Lovin, nice quick fake, and then to the rack to get a shot at the free throw line.
I don't think he's going to go to the line.
Or not.
Yep, baseline out of bounds.
Or
right here on the drive. That's a call that you think you're going to get at home, but referee says baseline out of bounds is baseline out of bounds.
Okay, overruled. Buffin in the paint.
And that's his area right there. Once he gets the ball there, he has to look to score. Limited dribbles, jump up over the top of the defender and try to score every time he touches it around that painted area.
Panthers in possession, up by 4. UAB starting to contest at the rim. Their defense has been tuned up. Lovin trying to give UAB some offense.
Without getting in foul trouble, so he's on the court longer for UAB, helping them. You know, he's a huge part of this offense, a key player, and now we're seeing more of him on the court, guys.
Good stuff. Kenyon Joseph Buffin goes by KJ. Tevin Brewer will elbow, call it a chicken wing there as he popped it up. Nice pass. 2 points.
Blazers just a little late on the rotation. typically when a guy dribbles the ball a lot, you have the tendency to sort of watch and you kind of lose your assignment just a touch, and the Blazers got burned right there.
It was Wilcox with the two-pointer. This is Ertl. Ertl will try a long one that comes up short. Dante Wilcox on the rebound. Brewer with the kick out. Got a whistle. Step out of bounds, Mo?
Mr. Ref said so, so I got to go with Mr. Ref. Right there, right on the Blazer, in front of the Blazer bench. I don't know if Coach Kennedy had any influence on that call, but I'm sure if he saw it, he would have screamed it too.
He's just screaming at anybody he can get within earshot. I hope later on we get a close-up of Andy's camouflage pants. And again, I'd hate to be his tailor.
And that's what the Blazers have to do. They have to continue to attack the rim. When you're behind, especially at home, you want to force the issue a little bit. You've seen Taven Lovin and Buffin, KJ Buffin, call and scream about a foul. Attack the rim, and you're more likely to go to the free throw line for some easy points as opposed to just pulling jump shots up.
Those were the first 2 points for Quan Jackson.
Second chance points. No offensive rebounds so far.
Jeremy Ballard, their head coach in his 4th year. Watching UAB run. Foul was called. In the act of shooting was Quan Jackson.
Great attack by the Blazers. And the Panthers did a good job of getting back on defense. Quan Jackson, just what we talked about, forcing the issue, attacking the rim, forcing the official to make a call.
Jackson, a 69% free throw shooter.
No one in the building is more relieved to see it go in than him. As a guy like Quan Jackson who attacks the rim, I'm sure he takes tons of trips to the foul line. 69%, that's going to drive Coach Andy Kennedy crazy if he can't convert more of them.
Jackson from Tallahassee, Florida. He's got half of the free throws, but he did pick up the rebound. Now a 3-ball, got it. Jamal Johnson, so UAB cashes in on that offensive rebound, Mo.
And if you're the Blazers, that's the three-pointer you want. You don't want the challenge threes. You want one after there's either an inside touch or an offensive rebound. Those threes are easier to make. Great shot by Jamal Johnson, getting his defender in the air, taking his time, knocking it in.
UAB's defense, as we mentioned, tuning up.
Great fake by Jamal Johnson, a little side step to create a little space. That's one even an old man like me possibly can make.
I need 2 shots. You got to get one to about halfway, and then the second one to try to shoot it in. I have no range.
Let's see if the Blazers continue to attack the paint here on this next possession.
Just get a high screen, and then the 3-ball swish. Jordan Walker, yeah.
Jordan Walker maybe got encouraged by Jamal Johnson's 3. To Tevin Brewer, great pass.
Would not fall. Now Ballard is a disciple of Shaka Smart. So he's been with Shaka at Pitt, Tulsa, VCU, and Ballard attended Colgate.
So having a chance to learn under Coach Smart is probably an amazing experience for a young head coach.
Lob, and then picked off.
LeBlanc, that deflection doesn't come up as a steal, but that gives the Blazers an opportunity to get back on defense, to keep the Panthers from running. Let's see if the Blazers can keep them out of a good shot here in the half court.
Saw some good help defense. Shot clock at 5. And UAB definitely, after about the 5-6 minute mark, have picked up their defensive intensity.
LeBlanc made 2 plays there that won't show up in the box score. Him after this pick and roll defense, just reaching at the ball handler gives his defender, his teammates time to rotate over. Those little things make all of the difference. Rotations give you time. Defensive deflections help give you time to rotate.
3 for Jamal Johnson.
You have an assistant coach that can still come out there and give you trouble on the court. That's pretty
Either
impressive.
you're bad or he's good.
Well, it could be both. And plus, him having that Final Four ring to flash around that doesn't hurt at all.
The Shaka Smart Tree here at FIU. Brewer, they owned the first 6 minutes of this game, controlled the entire pacing.
Blazers seem to have gone to Quan Jackson exclusively on Brewer to try to slow him down.
Cleavon Brown with a wonderful move. Spin cycle in the paint, no less.
Such a good move. Blazers are
Lost to ODU. That was at home. And they lost where a lot of people have lost, at Western Kentucky on this past Saturday. Off the curl, Walker, give me 3.
That's 2 in a row for Jordan Walker. Leading scorer. That gets him going now. 9 points for him in his first half to try to match Brewer's on the pit. Oh.
Brewer knew he had to get it high, Mo, and he threw it high off the glass, but he couldn't find the range. Coming back the other way was Walker's miss, and it will be FIU basketball. Under 3 minutes remaining in this first half.
Jordan Walker and Brewer seeming to get a little bit more into the individual matchup now. That's a basket for Walker, and I saw Brewer with a great move to the basket.
Goaltending. So give the basket to Brewer.
When his eyes go to that rim behind the three-point line, defenders are gonna raise up because they have to be ready to contest the 3. That's such a great drive for him. That's a goaltend.
Speaking of blocks and goaltends, you see the one that Ja Morant had a couple days ago?
I did not.
It was in Memphis, and he actually caught the ball with 2 hands. Deflection here of a shot by UAB. The Panthers have it. I don't know who shot the ball, but Morant blocked it with 2 hands.
Blazers did a great job of getting back. That's a foul on Jordan Walker. He's doing a great job of keeping his composure because that appeared to be pretty good defense from here.
Three ball coming up. And that's rejected. No foul, no goaltending. Clean block. Brewer.
Initially, we thought it would be a game of not just the guards, but a matchup that would be a great guard matchup. It's turned into a rim protector contest between the Blazers and Panthers.
You're right. UAB switching on Brewer. It was Johnson for a moment, then Buffin. Meanwhile, a basket put in by Cleavon Brown over Trey Jemison. Pull-up jumper. Both teams fighting. Good hustle. It'll be Blazer basketball with $1:20 remaining.
Jemison and Buffett attacking the offensive glass every single shot, giving the Blazers an opportunity for an extra possession. Jordan on the same curl. Let's see if a better job by the Panthers of defending it. Didn't want to give up a 3 to him to get him his 12th point of the night.
Trey Jemison has been very quiet offensively with 3 seconds to shoot now on the shot clock. And the shot clock will hit 0. However, there is a foul. Jemison right now, Mo, just 2 points.
And that's not enough. And I don't even know if he has the attempts and the shots that he's made have been easy shots and shots that, an offensive rebound and a putback. He has to have more of a role offensively for the Blazers during conference season because you can't depend on just your perimeter players and perimeter scoring to do all the heavy lifting.
He has 2 points and 2 rebounds. He's taken just 2 shots. It's quiet for the big man, Jemison. Jackson, meanwhile, hits a free throw, his 4th point of the half.
Panthers had done a great job of forcing the Blazers into a tough, contested shot clock, winding down type shot, and they bailed them out with a foul.
We have less than a minute remaining. Blazers looking to maintain their lead into the locker room. Lob slammed home, and a foul. Beautiful execution of the offense by the Panthers.
What a great finish. Middle pick and roll here. They don't bump the roll guy. Johnson's just a touch late, and unfortunately he's on the other end of a bad highlight.
Dante Wilcox.
That was a great catch. Like, the dunk is one thing, but just the catch was super impressive.
Can't finish the three-point play. Blazers by 2. Well, we were looking for a competitive game, and we got one. Three-pointer, and that's coming up short. Second chance, no. Buffin wants another shot and hits.
Buffin, just great determination on the offensive glass, fighting, continuing to fight, finally got it to go in.
FIU now playing for the last shot of the half. Let's see if Brewer can get his hands on it. They're about to run out completely. And they
doing something as stressful as coaching college basketball.
Well, then you need to submit that to whoever is signing our checks to see if we can come on with some Conference USA polos instead of the outfits and the ties, and it'll certainly save me on my dry cleaning bill.
I like to see your tie combination, your tie jacket combination every week.
Just at least for a few minutes. And I, by the way, ball knocked out of bounds. I am, by the way, I've polled a lot of people. I am the guy. I picked the outfit out the night before. I'm not going into the closet with an hour left to go. But oh, no.
Smart man. That's a veteran there.
Oh, that's a vet move. It's picked out, it's hanging, and it's waiting for me. Color coordinated top to bottom. Nice pass inside leads to an easy bucket for Isaiah Banks.
Panthers handled the pressure extremely well. Blazers had a great trap right in front of Coach Ballard. Was not able to get a deflection. Taven Lovin late equals a layup.
Jemison.
Good screen.
Now Walker's off-balance 3, swish.
Great screen by Quan Jackson. Jemison, unselfish ball. He touches it, and he makes the right play. Doesn't force the issue, but that ball has to go inside to make it easier for the team.
It did. It got inside to Jemison. No travel call. This possession alive. Look at Brewer. Smiled and thought about the 3. Found a better pass. Yeah. Eric Lovett couldn't connect from the wing. I tell you, I'm a fan of Tevin Brewer. I just really admire how he plays at 5'8".
Just a relentless attack.
Quan Jackson, reverse. The other thing about Brewer, he's listed, I don't know if it's accurate, but he's listed at only 160 pounds, Mo.
Yeah, 160 pounds is probably close.
You think?
I think so. I think close. Usually they give you your weight. They usually give you.
They'll never give you the height.
Yeah, they don't give you your correct height all the time.
I mean, you were at least 6'5" when you played.
Absolutely. I still write. That's on my driver's license.
That's right, where it counts the most. Top of the key for UAB. Walker. Now here's Lovin for 3. Bingo. We're talking about Jeremy Ballard earlier in his youthful appearance. Linden has more on Jeremy Ballard coming out.
Coach always says first 5 minutes. The Blazers, I mean, there's only 2 minutes or so, but they've come out attacking the basket, doing a great job of sharing the basketball, looking for the teammates. That's why they're also such a great start in the second half.
Brewer trying to work around a screen. Off-balance shot wouldn't go, and then Quan Jackson with the rebound. Lovin And Lovin, despite the contest, was able to hit.
Just such great body control, man. Don't you wish you had that when you played? He takes the contact, able to stay on balance. Nice kiss off the glass.
I'm lucky if I could walk 3 feet without stumbling, turning an ankle. Brewer. UAB wanted a walk, but the officials will call a foul instead.
And that, for the Blazers, that's really good defense. The last 2 possessions, the Panthers come down and ran their middle ball screen with Brewer. And Walker's doing such a good job of getting over the screens, continuing to work to get in front of him.
Pinckney has not scored. Second chance, Jemison, empty. This is amazing with the 2 talented post players. They've combined so far, Mo, 2 points.
And that's part of today's game. You know, post
it is.
But it doesn't have to be. I think there's still a place for post players, and even in the modern game, because it just makes, as a former perimeter player, it just makes it so much easier when I know that they can't just focus on me out here.
Off the curl, didn't go on the corner. Coffin there by Walker. I don't know, Mo. You see so many big men taking threes in the NBA. First guy comes to mind is Joel Embiid, who could hit that outside shot, and Joker out in Denver. I don't know if that center that I'm looking for exists anymore.
Well, he does. He only exists on, or maybe ESPN Classic. You may have to go in and look at some YouTube stuff. That's
right.
Yeah, to see some Elijah One highlights.
Right. Ewing, being a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Even Shaq. I mean, I say even, but Shaq. I mean, that's when big men dominated. Jemison 2 points and Pinckney no points. We're more than halfway through. Now, I'm not blaming or pointing a finger. I think it should be said, we know the UAB end of things is that they don't run the offense around Trey.
Right.
We've talked to their coaches and their assistants and people involved in the program. They want him to get a touch,
right,
and they've made efforts to get him a touch, but it doesn't revolve around he's got to get a shot.
Right, and he does a really good job of playing his role as a defender and a rim protector and a screener, rebounder. But again, it makes it so much easier if he would look to score when he has scoring opportunities. Sometimes I think he turns down a few shots that he should probably take.
Off balance by Walker.
And that shot right there, that's a shot that your leading scorer can take at home when he's feeling it, when he's made a few tonight. Coach Kennedy, again, it's great when it goes in, so you won't see a reaction outside of good shot, Jordan.
That was deflected by Jemison. You mentioned earlier he didn't have any blocks, so get one there. UAB looking to continue to pace, and they do. Jackson. Well, Mo, this was a very close game. And UAB has opened it up. See what they've done. They're matching each other in points. One more assist for Tevin Brewer, pretty much even. But more on the UAB point guard. They call him Jelly. And here's our court reporter, Lyndon Blake.
Hey, guys. So Jordan Walker's scoring streak has been sweet like jelly, I guess you could say. He's hit the 15-point mark tonight. Make this 4 games in a row. He scored 15 points or more, completely on fire for the Blazers. He even had 7 assists last game, so he's dishing the ball well too, and that is 1 shy of a season high, guys.
Hey, Lyndon, while you're there, quick question. Do you yourself, you or somebody in your family, make grape jelly? Or?
Oh, my gosh. I'm from Ellick City, Alabama. My grandmother makes it all.
I figured.
Pepper jelly, grape jelly, everything.
Okay.
I'll bring some.
All right. Just fit the nickname. Off shot from the corner. Shot clock was winding down. Here's another chance, and a reverse layup goes in. When, back in New York, when we want jelly, we just go to the local Publix or, the Pathmark back then. We don't make it.
Well, I'm actually I grew up about 20 minutes from Alexander City where her grandma, so I am familiar. My grandmother and my mother and aunt, they also make their own jelly, so I'm right on there with Lyndon.
How about pickles? I should have asked Lyndon about that. Pickles, does Grandma
my mom
family make
My mom dabbles in pickles. My mom, she does a little bit of everything. So.
If you're bold enough, bring some in.
Absolutely.
Bring a jar in.
Should have jelly. Taste our grandparents' jelly.
Right, grape? I can only do grape. Jordan Walker with a 3. And like you said, sweet like jelly. Jordan Walker exploding here with 18 points.
And I don't know if he screamed over there to the Panther bench to get Brewer to check back in, but now Brewer's at the scorer's table.
Oh, what a follow-up dunk. Cleavon Brown. Yes, that counts. Why can't I do that?
Blazers.
Walker, nice pass. Speaking of dunks, Jemison with the exclamation point.
And that's what you do. You prevent that play from getting the Panthers excited. You push the ball back up the court, run it right back down at them, and get an easy basket, a dunk for yourself. And now the momentum is still in your favor.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Certainly belonging to UAB when you come back and you get that crowd-thumping dunk. Because FIU, without that, might have been able to go on a 4, 6, 8-point run, which they desperately need. Right now, the Blazers have outscored the Panthers 20-4 over the last 5.5 minutes. Jackson trying to create, and he's blocked out of bounds by Dante Wilcox.
Right here, Blazers missing the box out. When you don't box out, it equals a poster sometimes, and Taven Levin is on the wrong end of that one. But here's Jordan Walker coming right back, dishing to Trey Jemison, and getting the Blazer crowd back on their feet, keeping the momentum on their side.
Walker from Port Jefferson, New York. That's on Long Island. Michael Ertl for 3. And Brewer got caught. Walker trying to break down Brewer, and a foul in the paint. It'll go to Brown.
And I don't know the Blazers. I don't know their defensive grading system, but LeBlanc has played excellent defense tonight. And again, a lot of the things he's done may not show up in the box score, but him changing Brewer's shot. Brewer has to come out, and he has to force the issue a little bit to get the Panthers back close. And so he did such a good job of showing there, forced him into a turnover. And now Walker has an opportunity for the free throw.
It's why LeBlanc gets playing time, because of his defensive prowess. And again, coaches have taught me over the years, they don't get it, they earn it. So LeBlanc obviously hustling at both ends. Walker having a big night.
I would say, as a former guard, whenever you're matched up with a guard that's pretty good, that forces you to raise your level. He's excited to play. I'm sure Jordan Walker's excited as well as Tevin Brewer. And so it's been fun watching them go head-to-head tonight. I look for these next 13 minutes to be pretty explosive for Tevin Brewer as well. He has to get going in order to give the Panthers a chance at all.
And he's got to get going soon, Mo. It's a 20-point lead now for UAB, where UAB has not lost at Bartow this year. Shot clock was emptying out, so good defense by UAB. However, FIU, a couple of offensive boards before Buffin says enough.
Buffin. If it's close, Buffin seems to get it when it's close. 50-50 balls go to KJ Buffin.
Ertl, still scoreless.
There's Buffin.
Buffin, try to wrap it around. There might have been contact, not called. And here comes Brewer. He's got to get hot. Breaks down Ertl. Swish.
Just a great one-on-one play. In the second half, the Blazers, every time Brewer's touched it since he's checked back in, there have been multiple Blazers in his area. That time he had a chance for a little one-on-one and was able to create some space for the jump shot.
Brewer now with 17. Walker, 2 better. Walker's got 19. And yeah, it's great. One of those broadcasts where we talk about it at the opening and it actually plays out. Battle of the point guards.
Yeah. Makes us look smart.
We've had some clunkers now. I mean, let's be honest. We've had a couple of, we're highlighting this guy and the guy doesn't score, But this one, no, right on, spot on. 3.
That's a tough one. That's a tough three to take there. Jamal Johnson, though, he's a great shooter off the down screen, so I can understand him coming in and take that one. But now give yourself a little time to get back in the flow of the game.
Ertl, first points of the game. And they're 3 on one shot. That'll be off the hands.
Every part of the game, defensively, offensively. They just did such a great job of coming out and pushing and playing hard. Simply just playing. Good things happen when you just play hard.
Taven Lovin, 13 points, averages 8, so he's above that. Andy Kennedy told Linden at halftime, he said, our first 5 minutes was garbage in terms of our intensity, and they finally flipped the switch. But it shows you how dangerous UAB can be, especially here at Bartow. I don't know who or what, maybe La Tech, who La Tech's having a wonderful year, but it's going to be tough to get a road win for anybody here in CUSA.
Right, and energy is such a big part of it. It seems like a small thing, but it's not always there.
LeBlanc is going to get the basket and then go to the free throw line. So, yeah, I mean, you played, obviously played here. You got 40 minutes, but you're saying that not every game, every year, you're going to give all, you've got the best in you all 40 minutes.
Well, and I don't think no player consciously goes out and says, you know what, I'm just not going to play hard tonight.
Right,
sometimes your energy just isn't there for whatever reason. Maybe the energy in the building is bad. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're fatigued. That's a part of it. College basketball, it's a grind. And so some games, it takes a little while longer to get going. But the best teams and the better teams are able to play at their maximum energy level consistently.
Brewer had such a strong first half. That'll be 3 if it goes. It won't. Well, this thing opened up in a hurry, Mo. I didn't see this one coming, but now it's 30-8 in the second half.
Right. And the Panthers, the Blazers have done such a good job of forcing the Panthers into tough shots. Every time Brewer touches it, usually 1 or 2 Blazers, with the exception of the jump shot he made.
Ertl's 3 ball is good.
Inside out. Good pass, good cross-court pass.
Thing about Ertl, he could be shut down for a while, but just give him 2 shots. He's got a chance to get 6 points. And Ertl hustling on the defensive end.
And you see Coach Andy Kennedy applauding his defensive effort. He's out there guarding the ball, slips, and instead of just kind of giving up on the plate, dives at Brewer and commits a foul. But it's just a hustle. Look at that cross court from Trey Jemison to Ertl. Nice 3. Like I say, he scores in bunches. He was extremely quiet in the first half. He's made 2 threes in the second half.
Ertl, a native of Indianapolis, Indiana. Foul on the Blazers.
Just a little tough on her. I actually like the fact that he was out there still denying. It's 9.5 minutes to go. Obviously, the Blazers have opened the game up a little bit, and he's still trying to make it difficult for the Panthers' best player. He wants to still come out and do what Coach Kennedy says, compete, defend through the end of the game.
So Ertl comes out with those 4 fouls. Jemison picks up the loose change. LeBlanc will need some help. Johnson went behind his back briefly, and Brewer is able to adjust. And speaking of adjustment, hustling back on defense, the Blazers.
And he sees LeBlanc chasing, and LeBlanc isn't even there, probably not in time to make a block, but just the effort.
Right.
The effort to get back causes him to fumble that basketball out of bounds.
Mo, when you look at LeBlanc's resume, out of high school he goes to Georgetown, and then he plays at LSU. I mean, obviously recruited by Power Fives. The guy can play.
Right. Those colleges don't offer you free books if you can't do something. And so he's doing such a great job here of showing everyone.
Oh, my goodness. Maybe, excuse the interruption.
Maybe he heard us. He heard us. You don't get those offers if you can't do what LeBlanc just did. What a putback.
That's all you need is that one highlight 3 ball by Isaiah Banks. I know Linden's got a cut on Banks if we can find his rim-shattering high school dunk. That being said, LeBlanc, yeah, you're not going to play for Patrick Ewing and then your hometown if you don't have game. And my goodness, that's a highlight effort, a cliche to say ESPN top 10 like you're begging for it. Nice follow. Lovin. Mo, it looks like FIU is out of gas.
They look out of gas. And it looks like the Blazers are putting together a complete half. And that's what Coach Kennedy wants to see, especially not said during conference season, the games you're playing for conference tournament seeding. So you need to be able to continuously do this. And it's a great start if you can go 3-1 in conference and you have another opportunity to get a win on Saturday. You want to continue to build that momentum towards the end of the season, towards the conference tournament.
LeBlanc had a knocked out of his hands. Brewer, he hit that in the first half.
And the Panthers, the Blazers have done such a good job of limiting the Panthers to one and done for the most part. They haven't had a lot of second chance opportunities.
30-point lead for UAB. We also threw a stat up there earlier. Every win by UAB at Bartow Arena has been 13 or more. 3-pointer, and again, I don't have to say his name.
He's everywhere. LeBlanc is everywhere. He's challenging shots, and truthfully, if he had ran a little harder, he may have gotten an opportunity for a layup here.
I'll say it anyways. Krvakovic from Montenegro, and I bring that up. You threw one at me, threw me for a loop. Leave, am I right? Am I mistaken? I read that beaches are big there?
Yeah, it's a combination of both, and Bar is right on the sea, and so as a young rookie in Europe, landing in a place that was fairly comfortable in terms of weather and scenery was pretty cool for me. I enjoyed my time in Montenegro.
You did, okay. We're talking about Petar Krvakovic, and he actually played high school ball in Miami. Put him on the map. But Montenegro, it's not a country that rolls off the tongue and you really don't think about it. But they're basketball crazy over there, huh?
Basketball crazy.
I would imagine a guy like Jordan and Kobe and Shaq, they might have been just absolute superheroes there. Probably now Steph Curry.
And now with the internet and everything, the world is so much smaller, than it was when I was there. So I remember us actually, you'd have to stay up late just to see one NBA game. And now they probably can see every game every night. And usually the game that would be playing would be a game where there was a Serbian national or someone from their home country that they could get on board and root for that team and root for that person.
Do you have, I hate to put you on the spot, do you have any idea of the time change? I would think they're somewhere to 6 to 12 hours ahead of us here.
I want to say 7 hours.
7 hours ahead.
Mistaken.
Yeah.
I played in a lot of places in Europe, so I may be mixing that up with somewhere else. Montenegro was the first stop.
First of many?
It was the first of many.
Here's LeBlanc. And LeBlanc at his third college. You mentioned Georgetown out of high school, then went home to play for LSU at Baton Rouge. Nice pickup for Andy Kennedy and the coaching.
Great pickup for the Blazers because he does everything that you need him to do without, Buffin, what a great rotation.
That is a clean block. That's why you hear the fans.
The ball pressure and the defensive intensity in the second half has given the Blazers an opportunity. Great block by Buffin. He's right on time. He's rotating over. The ball's there early. Panthers did a great job of trying to hit the open guy, but Buffin's just where he's supposed to be.
Now this will make Andy Kennedy happy because his team had the big lead and they're all over the court with 5:21 remaining. Meanwhile, for Jeremy Ballard, you mentioned something, playing a full 40 minutes. They played 20. They played a full 20 minutes, and they were right there, but they have fallen down here in the second half. FIU has only scored 11 points in this second half.
And that's just on the road. That's obviously that's not enough. You have to have a more, collective effort, because Brewer did a great job in the first half. He had basically your leading scorer gets his average almost in the first half, and so you have to have everyone else contribute to some degree, and that just didn't happen for the Panthers in the second half.
Denver Jones with a dozen points, all off the bench. He's one from New Market, Alabama. Finished his high school career in Memphis, but Linden said he did play against Tony up in Huntsville, in the Huntsville area. So obviously spent some time in his hometown before transferring to Memphis. Look out below. LeBlanc missed.
Oh, you know what? That's a tough play. Tough play. He did such a great job of getting the deflection. Such a great job. Even Coach Kennedy's over there laughing and smiling. But when you're winning by 30, you can laugh at a missed dunk in transition because it doesn't hurt you tonight. Look at the deflection. It's a gimme. It's an easy one. No such thing.
I think his instincts are telling him to give it to Quan Jackson.
Right.
He was kind of caught in between. Am I going to look selfish if I dunk this one? Plus, I'm already on SportsCenter.
Right. And they actually looked back that out-of-bounds play to try to look for the lob for him to kind of give him a chance to redeem himself. Panthers did a good job of defending it.
You're up by 30. Chuckles galore.
It's easy to smile when that clock is winding down and you're ahead. So, but Andy Kennedy, he won't be satisfied if they take these next 4 minutes off.
Right, I agree.
Afterwards, we'll hear in his post-game comments.
He'll give Linden an earful. Ertl. Two-pointer, says the near side official, but for Ertl, quiet in the first half. He did not score. He has 8 here in the second half.
What I love about what Mike Ertl did tonight, he took the challenge personally once he got in the game. He wasn't scoring the ball great, as we see the dunk right there. It's a great find for him. And he didn't pout about it, didn't whine and complain about not scoring. He came out in the second half and started doing the dirty work, defending like crazy, diving at Brewer's feet when he lost his balance, continuing to deny. And he's played a pretty good game defensively, and now offensively he has a chance to get into double figures.
Ertl, is a perfect example of the mental game. He was a starter last year, Mo, and he's given up his starting spot coming off the bench, and now he has 10 points in this half. It's a mental game, not the physical game. And mentally, he had the right attitude.
Right. And that's something that young players can take and learn, if they're paying attention. Every game is different, and you never know when the next moment is going to be your moment. And so you have to continue to prepare for that, so that way you can be ready when it's your time to come out and contribute.
This Denver Jones has had a wonderful game, a miss there, then Buffin with the board at 3 minutes. UAB is going to have their 13-plus victory margin. That'll stay. They'll be undefeated at Bartow. And for FIU, they're going to go to 0-3 in conference play.
And I could be wrong, but I would imagine that Coach Andy Kennedy, if he can continue to hold teams to 51 points, or the 2.5 minutes left, so there's a time for a few more points to be scored. But if you can,
half left to go. Lyndon Blake, Denver Jones and Tony played against each other in high school, didn't they?
Yeah, so the Huntsville area known for producing a lot of basketball talent. Denver Jones spent his early high school days at Buckhorn before leaving to go to Memphis. Tony was a star at May Jemison, so they ran the same circle up there. But you know what's interesting, Kurt? If you just Google Denver Jones highlights, you're going to find video of him going toe-to-toe with some epic battles in high school against Kyra Lewis Jr., who you know played for Alabama and is now playing for the Pelicans in the NBA. So a lot of talent that Jones got to go up against, and obviously it's still going well for him playing college ball at FIU.
Excellent report from Lyndon Blake. Ertl's coming out. Strong second half for Ertl. Ranji Gordon has come in. He wears number 25. And he is now on defense against Mohamed Sonogo. That bucket will fall.
Well, there's only a minute and 53 seconds left. I fully expect the Blazers to deny and play hard throughout the end of the game, or else we'll hear about it for sure from Coach Kennedy.
Tony, who Lyndon mentioned, play against Jones. Uh-oh. Tony hit, I think that's Philip Pearson on the bench.
It's always fun to play against someone at this level that you grew up playing against when you were younger. Because, in all honesty, getting to this level is extremely difficult.
Right.
It's rare, and it's, you know, to grow up playing against somebody and then to get a chance to do it at this level is extremely cool.
Special, got to be special. And you mentioned that it's also a chance to come home for Jones.
Right.
And to, you know, have family and friends, which, you know, it's an easier trip from Huntsville to here than it is to Miami, although they probably wouldn't mind going.
Right, yeah. No, we'll come to the home games.
Yeah, that's right.
Family tells them we'll just get a chance to get in, enjoy that sun.
So UAB is the only place we'll see you on the road. Nice, that did fall. Justin Brown with 3 points on one shot.
That's pretty efficient.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 minute, one shot, 3 points.
Lyndon will have a word with Andy Kennedy as she's trying to find her step ladder as we speak. One of the last possessions of the game, and Denver Jones is not done scoring yet.
Attacking his old high school foe right there off the dribble. Tony, he'll see Denver somewhere in the summer, and he'll remind him, hey, man, you remember when I went right past you in that game? And then maybe Tony can say, yeah, but we were winning by a bunch. So
I'm kind of wondering, the story, the backstory on Denver Jones is, you know, how did he get out of, I mean, I know we went to a prep school in Memphis, but he did not play at an Alabama college at all. No one in this area. So maybe a late bloomer, I'm not sure, but he has had a wonderful night, 16 points. Played at Garden City Community College, and that'll be the last basket of the game. Both teams concede, and the handshakes begin. And the final, you can do what I'm doing. I'm going to post it on my score sheet. UAB 84,